Hey, welcome back to the channel. I missed you. So, a little bit has happened since I put up my last video that I want to go over. So, I'm going to try and establish a timeline of events since things are moving so quickly. Kirill's press release that I discussed in the last video was posted on Friday, May 19th, and received immediate and practically universal backlash, which I think was warranted given how absolutely tone-deaf it was, and the review bombing continued. Since then, nearly every War Thunder YouTuber that I follow has put out videos discussing it as well, so I won't harp on that too much, but I think Oddballs had one of the best takes I've seen, where he said that if most people have played more than 20 hours of a game, which most people have that have left a review, it's not review bombing, it's just a review. And I'll link his video in the description. I'll try to link every source that I cite in this video in the description. Tim's Variety also posted a fantastic video proposing his ideas on how the game could be fixed, and he earned an immediate sub from me. I mean, 10 out of 10, no notes. In the screenshot I provided in the last video, the Steam page for War Thunder's recent reviews read overwhelmingly negative, but the overall all-time rating was still rated at mostly positive. Over the weekend, that changed to mixed, which I don't think can be stated enough how massive that is. I mean, for me personally, if I'm browsing Steam looking for something new to play, which I'll admit it's not very often, War Thunder, it's really the only game that I regularly play, and I don't tend to have a ton of free time to get into something new. But if I look at a review and it says anything other than positive, I'm probably not going to give it the time of day, and I'm pretty sure that's the majority opinion here. Hey, so I'm recording this while I'm editing the video. It's May 26th right now in the morning. Steam over the past couple days has been going through a lot of those negative reviews that were left over the weekend and starting to hide some of them as like a review bombing incident or whatever. And I'm assuming that's more on Valve's part than it is like fulfilling an obligation on Valve's part than it is Gaijin freaking out. And I'm assuming it's automated because right now we're at about 18,000 visible negative reviews as opposed to the 110,000 that were left. So ain't no way that they manually went through 90,000 reviews in that period of time. So yeah, now we're looking at mostly negative for recent reviews and still mostly positive for all time. In response, Gaijin stopped advertising their game being available on Steam from their website in a very clear act of damage control, which I don't know, I guess it's to be expected. However, at the same time came what I believe is the biggest power move that the players have taken thus far. After Gaijin announced that they were not going to implement the planned economy changes, but just one day before Kirill's ill-fated press release, the War Thunder's Players Union was created on May 18th. As of me writing the script for this video on May 24th, the subreddit has 14,000 members, and the Discord has several thousand members as well, across the world, working tirelessly to translate as many documents as they can in order to draft a cohesive list of demands to present to Gaijin, as well as organizing a boycott to take place on May 26th. Again, War Thunder is the only game that I regularly play, so what I'm about to say might not be the most informed take possible, but I have never seen this level of unity and camaraderie in a gaming community. It is nothing short of incredible. So again, the press release was issued on Friday, May 19th. The backlash turned into open rebellion almost immediately, continuing throughout the weekend. And on Tuesday, May 23rd, yesterday, as of me writing the script and recording this, Gaijin put out another press release, which I'll put up here on the screen and link in the description, basically apologizing for their previous release, as well as their general failings to stay in touch with the community. On the surface, the two big takeaways I was able to get from it is that A, some sort of change is coming. It won't come overnight, but it is coming. And B, the Udin devs did not write this. I'll get to that second point in a bit, but on my first point, my feelings on the matter, and I think the general consensus among the players, is a hopeful one, albeit a wary hope. Personally, like, I don't know, I'm optimistic, but we've observed Gaijin's behavior in the past, and if that's anything to go off of, this should be taken with several grains of salt. Again, I'm hopeful, but I'll believe it when I see it. So, now for the second takeaway. the Udenseps. I'm not exactly sure as to what their specific roles in Gaijin are, so feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe that Gaijin Entertainment is run by brothers, or maybe clones. Anton as CEO, and Kirill as creative director. You know, I could have probably just looked that up, but that's not the point of this video, so whatever. So Kirill was the one that wrote the press release to end all press releases on Friday, or at least it was his name on it, so that's the benchmark that we're dealing with here. The one that was released this past Tuesday would have at least been decent damage control, if not for one thing. Like we established earlier, this protest has been huge. At the time of me recording this video, the review bombing campaign is rapidly approaching 100,000 negative reviews. I mean, this is unprecedented, so much so that the story is starting to spread, and over the weekend, PC Gamer had asked Anton for a statement which was published at the exact same time Gaijin's apology was. So reading through the article, it's a bit short-sighted, but I would assume that since this is an independent publication that probably doesn't spend a lot of attention on War Thunder, much, if not all, of the research this article was done over a very short amount of time, and they were just kind of going off of what information was readily available, so I don't really fault them for that. They do briefly acknowledge that this most recent repealed economy change was not the starting point, but rather the breaking point, but they reached out to Gaijin to get a statement, and Anton was the one who gave it, and oh boy, it's not looking great. So I'll go ahead and quote Anton's statement in full, as well as putting it up on the screen and linking the article in the description. So here we go. So right now, the community is using the negative reviews as a way to express their desire for a change, rather than a backlash against a specific change. The game itself is now the same as it used to be 2 months ago, excepting routine bug fixes. This is a very fresh and new situation for both gamers and developers. We are ready for the change. Last week we announced that we're working on a plan for a dedicated economy update, and right now we're thinking that we'll present the draft for that plan around June 14th. How out of touch can you be, my guy? It took PC Gamer like 2 days of research to conclude that this outrage was not just out of the blue. Quote, the game itself is now the same as it used to be 2 months ago. Yeah, that's our point. It's brutal now. It was brutal 2 months ago, and we're demanding a change. We're demanding better conditions, and we're demanding at least a hint of transparency, you know, as a treat. This is a very fresh and new situation for both gamers and developers. No, it's not. It's just not. If you paid any attention to the forum post before you automatically lock them or delete the entire thread if it dares to disagree with you, if you even occasionally read through the subreddit, hell, even watched the videos from the content creators that you're partnered with, you know that this isn't news. It's been a problem, and Gaijin has refused to even acknowledge it until it started threatening their bottom line. Gaijin soughed the wind, and it doesn't look like they're prepared to reap the whirlwind. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm somewhat optimistic about the upcoming changes. That's all I really can be at this point. Like I said, hopefully we'll know more by June 14th, but until then, Anton, Kirill, if you just so happen to end up seeing this video, however unlikely that may be, just don't say anything. It's for your own good. Let your PR department handle this one for now. Anyways, that's about it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. I think I'm realizing pretty quickly that I like this whole YouTube thing quite a bit, so hopefully I'll have some more videos out in the near future. In the meantime, I'm working on getting my Discord server back up and running. I created the server back in like 2021 when everyone that I knew was getting into streaming, so I've got some work to do, but in the meantime, I've put a link to it down in my description. I'd love to have you all there, so feel free to join if you feel so inclined. Other than that, let me know what other stuff you'd like to see me make a video on. And I think we're done here.